Mark had only been in the apartment for 3 days when the scratching started. It was faint at first, like a mouse, maybe coming from the wall beside his bed. He ignored it the first night, but by the second, the scratching grew steadier, slower, almost deliberate. On the third night, it stopped altogether. Mark lay awake, listening, waiting for the sound. The silence felt heavier than the noise ever did. At around the 13 a.m., the wall behind him vibrated softly, like someone pressing their palm against the other side. Then a whisper slid through the dark. "I know you can hear me." Mark froze. He didn't breathe. His phone was on the nightstand, but he was too scared to move. The voice came again, clearer, closer, like it was right inside the wall. "You're in my room." Mark finally bolted upright. His first thought was that someone was trapped behind the drywall. He flicked on the light and pressed his ear to the wall. Nothing. No breathing. No movement. He called the landlord, half apologizing for waking him in the middle of the night. The landlord didn't sound surprised, just tired. "Is it coming from the left wall?" he asked. Mark hesitated. "Yeah. How did you? That unit's been sealed for years. No one lives in there." That didn't help. The landlord promised to come by in the morning. Mark didn't sleep. At dawn, he heard footsteps in the hallway and opened the door before the landlord could knock. Together, they unlocked the old apartment next door. The door groaned open. The room was empty. No bed, no furniture, no sign anyone had been inside for years. Dust coated everything. The air felt stale. But in the wall shared with Mark's bedroom, there were long, thin gouges, scratches, dozens of them, all at about the height of a person lying down. The landlord shook his head. "Damn kids used to break in and scare tenants. I'll get maintenance out here. Drywall the whole thing over." Mark nodded, though the explanation didn't settle anything inside him. As the landlord walked out, Mark glanced back at the scratched wall. Something caught his eye. The dust on the floor, the thick, untouched dust, had a trail through it, like something had been dragged from the wall to the corner of the room recently. He followed the trail with his eyes. It stopped at a dark spot in the corner. A vent. It was open. The metal grate lay on the floor beside it. Mark knelt down, heart pounding. The vent was too dark to see into, but a cold draft slipped out, raising goosebumps along his arms. Then a whisper drifted up from the blackness below. "Don't let them seal me in again." Mark stumbled backward. The vent rattled once, just once, before going completely still. And then, from inside the vent, soft scratching. Slow, deliberate,